my evolution of creation. I'm basically gonna share how I went from wanting to be an actor to being a digital marketer right now, working with coaches and life coaches, because it's been a really powerful journey. I hope this inspires you. I'm gonna talk about what were the things that I was thinking about at each moment of my life, and what are the things that are helping me right now also keep creating my art while also getting my primary income right now, which is digital marketing. Okay, so let's start. Let's go back into the beginning. When I was a little sweet little boy, I wanted to be an actor. I saw Jack Sparrow movies, Pirates of the Caribbean. I saw Will Smith, and I wanted to be an actor like them, appear on the big screen. One of my biggest dreams right now is appearing on a big screen one day, like being in a character as a villain or as a hero or as a secret agent. That's why I have this awesome suits right now. I really wanted to be an actor. I really want to transform people's lives and transform people as much as movies have transformed me, because when I watch a movie specifically, I get transported there. It's such a beautiful place, it's such a beautiful universe, and even though it might be challenging and stuff, I just get enthralled into the movie. And seeing life that way has led me to believe that we are our own characters and we create anything that we want in our life. Going further ahead, I started getting to acting classes, and I also started getting into art classes. So those have been my two passions so far since super long ago. Art for me is creating a universe, and when I'm acting, I'm participating as an actor of that universe. I was into theater, I was into acting in commercials, and acting in commercials is not really my thing. I like that it's money straight away, but it's not really a creative endeavor as much as you would be on a movie set or on a university film. And I did some of those, and those were amazing. I remember one time I was at a university and I traveled to a different city, and I decided to do a casting because why not? And I jumped in and they hired me to act in a movie in another city. So I had to go back again to that city, act there, and that was one of my best experiences because I felt like I was literally a professional actor going into the set and everyone preparing it. And I see the dedication and passion people have in this industry. People that are into cinema, people that are into the arts are really committed to doing it because it's their passion. It's what frees them up. Even though here in Ecuador it might not be as accepted or as well seen or as remunerated as in other cities, as in New York or for example in Europe, people still have the passions. People still have this desire to share their message, to share their stories through film, through art. And I started studying art in my university. I studied visual arts, and I studied also acting and theater as a minor. So I'm trained as an actor, I'm trained as an artist. But then what happened? Why did I shift? Why did I stop doing my art practice as a primary thing? And it's back to the income. I understood really early on that there are ways in which you can enter specific arenas, but you have to give something back. Either that be resources, either that be your body, either that be connections and being friends of friends, going into castings, showing up and doing all that thing just so I can get the opportunity, just for someone else to say, okay, I'm the friend of my friend, so let me into the movie instead of that person. Really frustrated me a lot. So I decided that if I'm not gonna focus right now on doing exclusively acting or exclusively art, I'd rather get the resources so then I can enter the art arena, enter the acting arena, but with a much more powerful posture. Being already an adult, being already someone that knows about business, so he knows how to write contracts and don't get fucked over by contracts or the small letter writing, because there's a lot of things and a lot of nuances inside of an industry as is in the acting. Many people try out for it, many people go to castings, and maybe just 1% of people get into an actual movie, get into an actual set. Maybe 1 out of 10 artists, visual artists, get shown in an expo. And I don't have to be selling my artwork to keep on doing it. I have enough resources right now so I can keep creating with my own dime. And yeah, having the possibility to explore galleries, having the possibility to connect powerful individuals, but not necessarily necessarily depending on them. Because when you depend on someone, I felt it, and it doesn't feel good on my side, and it doesn't feel good on their side neither, because it feels like this neediness, this desire for give me something, please give me something, like this beggar energy. And you cannot have a life of empowerment and abundance if you're going through life that kind of lens. So I would invite you to, if you have an art career, if you have an art passion of yours, please keep on doing it and be intelligent about it. The truth of the world is that yes, it is run primarily on money and connections. Never have to disregard the connections, because the connections will lead you to more money. Connections will lead you to more opportunities. And that's what I've realized so far. So going back, I was studied art. I went into art collectives. I got prizes. I was granted awards. Also doing my art. I did my art exhibitions. I did an art exhibition, one art exhibition of canvases, paid by myself, paid the space, paid promotions, and I had 27 animals exhibited. Then what happened? COVID happened. So everything of arts came down. I tried to reinvent myself also with NFTs and creating digital artwork, but I wasn't so found, or I wasn't so accustomed to it. I was just about also to showcase a play that we've been preparing for almost a year with my friends at the university. At the end, it's so funny because we never presented the play and we also won an award. So you can win awards, but people don't necessarily have to watch your movie or your film. So it's really nuanced. Those are the things of the art world that I understand because I studied it. I understood how it works, but for the person that's outside of the arts, they cannot connect it. And that's why also art is not accepted. So because what happens is that it's super exclusive and segregated to just a select few and not to everyone. Shifting back, I was going about doing my expos. I graduated, I did my expo. Last year, I also did another expo, but that was the end of my art exhibitions, at least in Ecuador, and in a conceptual way. Why? Because it's a conversation that will continue moving forward for the rest of my life. That's the beauty of conceptual art. And I don't necessarily have to be practicing and creating stuff to be thinking about art. That's the magic of it. I believe conceptual art right now is an ongoing conversation with myself, and everything in my body of work is my art. It's not just a piece. It's not just one thing. It's agglomeration of stuff and manifestations that I do through my voice, through my art, through my paintings, through my acting, through my showcase of myself. And it's amazing that I have the opportunity to just prolong that existence, prolong that desire. I don't want to be showcased right now in the biggest galleries in the world. I know that I will get there, and I'm not in rush to do that. I'd rather just take care of my resources first and keep building upon what I have right now. I still paint every single day. I'm building a card game where I do my illustrations. I woke up today at 5 a.m. in the morning and I stood like an hour painting, 2 hours painting, and that's what I love to. But I'm not in a need of painting. I'm not in a need of creating. It's the desire that comes to me, that flows to me. So I'm now working digital marketing with code, empowering people, inspiring people. It's a beautiful existence what's going on with my life. And the best thing is that I still give myself time to create. And this is challenging in one way, and this is not challenging in another one, because my purpose is creation. My inherent purpose is not necessarily to build a family, not necessarily to have a relation. And that's what I understood. That's why I'm not in a relationship. I am creating, and that's the purpose of my existence, and will be challenging have in the future, because this is what I do, this is what I am. And at the same time, I would love to keep sharing and co-creating with others. If you're willing to create, if you're willing to open yourself different possibilities, it would be a pleasure to work. It would be a pleasure to just connect and explore and evolve with who you are and how you are exploring your creative endeavors. The current endeavors that I'm existing right now is I'm gonna show you. First one is a podcast, is a really subtle, exclusive podcast that I'm sharing in Spotify, and I only share the episode once a week in my Instagram stories, and you can enter that way because I'm not gonna share it anywhere else. It's like visual verses and explorations that are super random but have a sort of a thread into it, and I want to share through that part because, for example, presenting like this, it has to have sense, it has to have meaning, and I might see this this video back and I say, oh my god, what was I saying? So that's one part of creation. Then I'm doing my card game, and that's where all my creative juices are getting flowed into the most. Why? Because this is something that I want to have done for the next 10 years of my life. So imagine doing an artwork, a painting that's 10 years to make. Like the cathedrals, the big churches, they took a long time for them to be created, for them to build. And that's why I want to do something beautiful, something really big, something marvelous that reaches 1 million people, 10 million people, and it's going to happen if I put the steps in place. So I have the card game, I have the podcast and the explorations, and let me share you the paintings. So this one, I'm gonna do a small change here. So if you can see it here, this is sort of a self-portrait, but it's also an exploration of life. So if you can see here, so you have the face, you have houses together, which is community, you have 3 birds, you have mystical spaceship, and you also have a couple, because a couple is what we are. We're all striving for connection. We're all striving for being together and connecting with someone else. And I think that's the beauty of life. So those are my 3 outlets, creative endeavors. While in the meantime, I'm doing business. I'm doing my digital agency. I'm working with coaches. What's been helping me with coaches right now is ask help. I'm not just doing it on my own. So I have help from the AI, so I can have more time to video edit. And I save a lot of time video editing because cuts, I do it with the AI, captions with AI. So I use the tools. I also have a team in place right now, which is my mom. My mom's been helping me so much, helping me with virtual assistant and commenting and doing manual tasks, repetitive tasks that would take more time from me. And I just now invested in other video editors that are gonna even level up my videos. That's the way you saw in the last video I post. It was a different format because I want to have a better product for my current clients. And those are the things that are gonna give me more time back for my creations. So I get resources. This is the process, and pay attention. I get resources. I do a product and I get resources. And I repeat the process, and I repeat the process again until I have leftover income so I can invest in my product and making it better. That way I can deliver product faster, and it goes faster this way, while at the same time I'm doing my art, and then I can expand doing my art here, because I have more time for my own creations while I'm still earning the resources that I'm earning. And I'm super grateful for this. I've done this day in and day out, Monday through Sunday, for about 3 years right now, and I'm still going. I'm not gonna stop, and I'm only gonna get better. My products are gonna get better. My art is gonna expand. Not necessarily get better my art, because my art is as it is the best way it is the best creation that it is right now. And at the same time, I know I can do better if I spend more time in. And what I mean by better is I can give more of my energy, I can give more of my essence. That painting has took me for about 2-3 weeks to complete, and it was an old painting, so taking the life back and exploring that. To summarize everything right now, I was an actor, I'm still an actor, but I'm taking a pause from conceptual art, from art creation, to shift it with my primary source of income, so that my creations and doing like this, presenting like this, is practice for my act and showcasing my visual talents. Also my painting, I do my painting in the game, and that together is creating a beautiful experience for myself, and I hope it's a beautiful experience for you to watch and enjoy. At the end, my greatest joy is for people to be entertained. I love the meme where it says, "Are you not entertained?" And that's the truth of it. I just want to have people laugh. I just want to have people enjoy, be part of this beautiful experience that I call life. And if I make your life a little better through my art, it's the best gift I can give. My best feelings in life have been not when I buy things, when I actually have people come to my expos, they explore the art. It's just, I just feel on another level. And the community, it's so good. So that's in a little bit a condensed version version of what has happened since I was a little boy, fascinated by acting, until I became right now an artist whose primary sources of income is not art, but I do art every day regardless of that. And I'm not pushing it to the sidelines where it's only when I have time, but I actually schedule time of doing art, because art for me is sacred. Art for me keeps me going, and it gives me the motivation to be everywhere else and to showcase everywhere else. So I invite you that if you have a creative endeavor, just share it with the world. Share it with yourself. Do it for yourself, but share it to the world, because it can change someone's life. It can really transform their life. It can keep them from committing suicide. It can give them a new hope. It can inspire them to be more of themselves through their own creations. And I think that's the biggest gift. So if you enjoyed this small live, you can just give me some hearts or leave some love in the comments. I will share this also on YouTube, the shortened version. And with that, we are set. Thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying. And until next week.